a beautiful quote which I heard or watched recently. The quote goes, "A genius is not the one who can answer all the questions. A genius is not the one who can answer all the questions, but a genius is the one who has the patience to reach to an answer." I don't know who has written this quote in the literal sense, but I heard this quote, I watched this quote in a movie. Can you guess the name of the movie? Till then, welcome to Learnamytes, where learning is for all and all that we do is for learning. We are going to review this movie as part of Friday Matinee. Please watch this video till the end. Please like this video and share this video as much as you can, and please subscribe to Learnamytes. Let's start. So, the name of the movie is Dear Zindagi, which released in 2016, written and directed by Gauri Shinde. Now, Dear Zindagi was the story of a cinematographer, a young cinematographer, Kaira. In the role of Kaira was Alia Bhatt, who did a brilliant job in this movie. Kaira is someone who is very ambitious and wants to become a full-time feature filmmaker. Currently, she is working with advertising firms and she is also in the midst of shooting music videos. Just like any other youngster, Kaira also has a very happening life with her friends Fatima, Jackie, Ronak, Ganju, and of course her man Friday, or rather her woman Friday, Alka, who takes care of her house. Kaira is in a relationship with Siddharth, played by Angad Bedi. She breaks off this relationship because she falls in love with a feature film producer, Raghavendra, played by Kunal Kapoor. Now Raghavendra gives her an offer. He says that, "I'm going to make a film in New York and you're going to shoot the film." So Kaira is now on the verge of realizing her dream. That night, Raghavendra decides to fly to New York and tells Kaira that very soon you'll be there. A few days pass and Kaira comes to know from her friend Fatima that Raghavendra is getting engaged to his ex-girlfriend. At the same time, Kaira gets a call from her landlord that she has to vacate the house because she is a single woman. Kaira is now totally confused, bewildered, frustrated. She is not able to handle the breakup, and at the same time, she is now worried that how is she going to sustain and survive in the city of Mumbai. She has no choice, but she decides to go back to Goa, where her parents live. Kaira also has an estranged relationship with her parents. Finally, without any choice, she leaves for Goa and lands up at a hotel for a ad shoot at the behest of her father. Now Kaira is bored to death. She is frustrated, she is confused, and at the same time she hears a few sounds from a conference hall of the hotel, which is the National Convention for Mental Health Awareness. And for the first time she sees a gentleman called Dr Jehangir, played by superstar Shah Rukh Khan. She finds Jehangir Khan interesting. Because of her problems, Kaira is not able to sleep. Kaira is staying not with her parents but with Jackie at her holiday home in Goa. Now here is where Kaira makes the decision of meeting the DD, as Kaira and gang refer Jehangir Khan as, which is Dimag Ka Doctor. The first session is quite interesting, where Jag or Jehangir Khan offers her a kursi. She tries different chairs, and when she sits on one of the chairs, it kind of makes a squeaky sound. Jehangir Khan is a psychiatrist and is a man with a lot of creativity and humor. He tells her a story without being preachy. The story is that of his father and one of his friends, Pyarelal. Now at the end of it, Jehangir Khan or Jug makes Kaira reflect that just like Pyarelal ji, why do we always need to take difficult paths to solve the problems in our life? The idea is very simple and profound, that can we really accept our problems and take a simple route to solve these problems? Every time at the end of a session, Jug leaves Kaira with a few questions. So the first session ends here, and while Kaira leaves Jug's home, or the facility where they meet, his bungalow, she realizes, and these are the learnings, which is take simple steps and accept your problems. As days pass, Kaira now slowly is able to recover slightly, and she keeps on meeting Jug for a number of sessions. One of the sessions is outside Jug's home, where both Kaira and Jug, or Jehangir Khan, they go to the sea beach, and Jug actually demonstrates her that and says कि मैं तो समुद्र के साथ भी कबड्डी खेलता हूँ. Kaira loves this entire experience, and she slowly is kind of getting attuned to Jug's methods. Now this is where Jug gives her this a kind of a reflection. The reflection is very simple, that Kaira, if you really want to establish yourself, and if you really want to be the person and live freely, why don't you accept people the way they are? Remember, I told you that Kaira has estranged relationships with her parents. The other lesson that he talks about is basically that Kaira, can we build the patience to find answers rather than getting into the clutter of asking too many questions? So these are the lessons which Kaira gets after reflecting on this. Meanwhile, before one of the sessions, Kaira meets a guy called Rumi. Rumi is the character played by Ali Zafar. Kaira falls in love with him, and finds him to be an interesting guy. But the problem with Rumi is that Rumi is too musical as per Kaira. Kaira comes back and complains it to Jug, saying that yes, I like the guy, but he's too musical. Now here is where Jug tells her that why don't you really give your relationships a chance? Just because you have been estranged, or just because you're not able to get along with your parents, you have always started running away from relationships. So he tells her that if you want that special relationship in your life, give time, nurture the relationship. Now that's one of the lessons, or that's one of the reflections that Jehangir Khan or Jug makes Kaira think about. By the end of this, Kaira is also able to resolve her problems, her challenges with her parents. She is also able to once again find out those small little things which were missing, those small little pieces which were missing from her life. Like her mother gives her back her doll called Shaira, so Kaira Shaira. At the same time, she's extremely happy that she's able to reunite with her little brother, with her young brother, Kido. Towards the end of it, during the last session, Kaira tells Jug that, Jug, can we meet again? But Jehangir Khan or Jug refuses, saying that, Kaira, from here onward, though I'll be there with you, I won't be there to solve all your problems. You have to take the ownership of your own life. That's probably the lesson. And take your life ahead. He leaves her with a beautiful quote to reflect, where he says that don't let your past blackmail your present to ruin a beautiful future. I'll repeat the line again. Don't let your past blackmail your present to ruin a beautiful future. And that's how Kaira leaves Jack's home, and in the background you get to hear this wonderful title song, Dear Zindagi. The music of this film was by Amit Trivedi, and the lyrics, the songs were penned by Kausul Munir, and the movie was written and directed by Gauri Shinde. So this is all about Dear Zindagi. So dear viewers, we request you to like this video, share this video as much as you can, and please subscribe Learnamytes. See you next week with yet another video. Thank you so much.